And good evening, everybody out there in TV land tonight, watching Charlie Platt and two of the Dirt Road Sports who's present tonight. We're here and we've got the breath in our bodies, and we're thankful to be here. And we're thankful that y'all are sitting out there watching us and listening to us tonight. I want you to do us a favor, if you will. If you will hit the like and the share button on your Facebook page there and share this so this will go out so some of your friends can might want to tune in and see what's going on down here in Southwest Georgia and Southeast Alabama and across the whole wide world. Good to be with y'all tonight. This is we're coming to you live tonight from Flamingo Boulevard. Located, this is the gateway to the old original Garden of Eden. Coming to you live tonight from Thompson Town Road, right out on the edge of the old original Garden of Eden. And coming to you tonight from the turn number 3 of the old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama. Coming to you live tonight in all 3 locations. We're coming to you live tonight on all, as Obama said, all 57 states tonight. And 4 Sunken Islands and 3 foreign countries, and where it is legal and illegal to broadcast tonight. So I just want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you've tuned in tonight and you're expecting some kind of left-wing lunatics to come on and be talking to you, you are tuned into the wrong channel. You need to go ahead. You need to go ahead and hit your rewind button and get us off the air. But if you're here for good common sense commentary, people who do have a liquor sense commentary, if you're here for that, Christian beliefs and all the good things that happen here in the United States of America, tune us in. Now, if you're in Martha's Vineyard or if you're in San Francisco or you somewhere like that, you probably don't need to tune us in. Go back on YouTube and get you some reruns of The View featuring Whoopi Goldberg, and that'll be that. Good to be with y'all tonight. I tell you, we missing Marvin tonight. I just got some information on where Marvin is. I'm trying to get some more. It's coming in fast and furious here on my telephone about where he is and what he's doing. But he's engaged in an enterprise tonight. Marvin's always looking for some kind of economic advantageous events to attend. So that's where he's going to be tonight. I'm going to share that with y'all in a little bit. But Marvin's in good health. He's okay. There's nothing wrong. His family's fine. He has no illnesses or no infirmities that I'm aware of right now. But just keep him in your prayers that he gets home safe, and that everything's safe when he gets home. We're glad to be with y'all tonight. Y'all tuning in, just put on your click in there on your screen where you're watching from. We got some old regulars here on tonight. They always tune us in every Thursday night. They tried and true. They with us every time that we have a show. We appreciate y'all being in. A lot of people over in Seminole County. A lot of people up in Baker County. Baker County is one of our big areas up there, viewing areas that people. We get cards and letters daily from people in Baker County talking about how much they enjoyed the show and things that they learn on this show. You learn things on this show that you can't learn by going to get your nails done or anything like that. But if you see it, you can find out things you may not even want to know about. So y'all dial us in, tune us in tonight. We're going to be with y'all for about an hour and 15, 20 minutes here until we run out of something good to say. That's how long we're going to be with y'all tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. How y'all boys doing?
Go ahead, Charlie.
I'm doing good. I do very well. Able to, as Jack Wingate used to say, sit up and take nourishment. That's a good sign. Just enjoying this weather. I mean, it's unreal. The difference in temperatures in about a 10-day period we've seen it all down here, and got the fish biting over here. Let me show my fish there if you don't mind. Start things off. The retired coaches, Coach Griffin and Coach Hicks being the guide, has got them pretty well measured, wouldn't you think, Wheel?
Whew. Man, I'm looking at them numbers on that scale right there. Good gracious alive.
A lot of folks are reporting catching a lot bigger, better quality perch than they've ever caught before this year. So you got some quality fish They're doing good, and a lot of other folks looking on Facebook and other sources, they're doing well, fishing for different things, catfish, little. Hey, brim be bedding if it keeps up 78,
Yeah,
79 degree weather for a few
yeah,
days over on
yeah.
Seminole.
I, you think them specks is moving in shallow water yet? I ain't seen no blooms on the plum trees yet. I ain't seen no
No,
nothing. I don't think they're moving in quite yet in the shallow water.
no, no.
Little early, little early. I was gonna go tomorrow, and Marvin uh, checked out on me. Floyd, I'm kind of like you. I'm getting some things, but I'm getting conflicting reports. So we'll give him a little more time to see if we can figure out just exactly where he is.
Is he
He's
going
hot
to
and heavy.
some?
He's fixing to get hot and heavy right now
Yeah,
because he's on Alabama time.
yeah.
He's over
Oh,
on
he's over
Alabama.
here.
He's
Eh,
over there. He's over
Well,
there. We'll get to it in just a
we
minute.
we
Is
working
it?
on it, Charlie. You know, he tried to be slick. He tried to ease out of town, and me and Floyd ain't knowed he was gone till late this evening. I mean, that
440.
was
I
his.
looked on my phone when he called. It was 440. I knew
Yeah,
something was up when I saw his name.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't ever hear from him if he has to go
No,
out of town or
no,
something.
you
No,
long
no,
distance.
no, no, no.
It's a long
Uh,
distance to call you over there. That's what
He
his
must be
speech is.
gone to a goat roping somewhere.
we
Better than
we
that, man.
we trying to fine tune it. I'm getting some information. I got some. He don't know that I got folks watching him.
Hmm.
See, and
Oh,
and
oh.
so
But you know,
we got to look at.
y'all talking about the weather warming up and everything is good. Weather's good. It's good road paving weather, if you will, laying asphalt. So
Mhm.
me and Nadine we went to Albany up there. Not last week, end of last week. It had kind of fared on the first part of this week, I think. We went to Albany up there through Baker County. We go the back way through Baker County,
Mhm.
Field Road, and all of that. And man, folks is working. They out in these fields, they plowing and they dishanding and paving the road. And I run up on a situation now where they were paving the road, and it's interesting to watch people. I really like to watch that. And young people, especially that are working, the work ethic that they have uh, now compared to when I was a boy and when y'all was a boy and then people were overseas, while you were doing your job. But Cody, if you got that video of the gentleman with the road paving there, if you could put that up, and if you hadn't got it, just say I hadn't got it, Floyd, and I'll send it to you again, and we try to put it up if you will. Okay, have you got that?
Uh, this Floyd B. Lord, we stopped out here on Pretoria Road in Doherty County, Georgia. Stopped here. They must be doing some road work up above. This Georgia DOT employee has been standing here about 10 minutes checking his phone. I'm sure he's looking at his stock portfolio there. But anyway, maybe we'll check back in.
You
You know
can't
what?
make
I
it
gotta
up.
say,
You cannot
No.
make
let me say this about y'all's DOT. I commend Governor Kemp and his whole crew because had that been a scene in Alabama, there'd have been four of them looking at the phones with the stop sign sitting up there.
Well,
So
it gets
y'all,
better. It gets better. It gets better. Let me correct myself. Let me do a correction here on there so we won't get sued. It was not the DOT. It was a paving company out of Albany that was doing this because when I got
oh,
closer, I could see it was an independent paving company. And when I got closer to where the paving machine was actually laying the asphalt down, uh, they were three riding on the tailgate of that thing back there where the asphalt was. The one man operating the machine, he was had an umbrella over him. He was operating the machine, and they was two or three just standing around. But they laid some asphalt now. They put some asphalt down, but it was an interesting operation. But the three that was on the tailgate of the paving machine, they had that instrument right there in their hand, and they were looking at it. So it must be
Well,
a mandate from that company that
they
everybody
was
working has a cell phone in their hand
well,
that they start checking.
they was communicating with him to make sure that you didn't come through there all three of them was texting him to make sure that she was gonna stop and wasn't coming through and messing up the asphalt.
Well, he had it going
That's
on
right.
now. When,
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
got backed up behind me, they was about 5 or 10 cars behind me backed up. And man, they were ready to go. You could see them. They go this way, one of them weave out like that, and another weave. They was ready to go. And I was the first man to leave out and follow the truck. You know, the truck,
The pilot truck.
pilot truck that takes you
Yeah.
There
around.
you go.
And he drove about 4 miles an hour. The pilot truck did for about 8 miles. And man, they had it going on. I mean, they had that road blockaded. There wasn't nobody going to interlope in there and mess with them while they were paving that road. But I thought that was the interesting thing with that young gentleman that they had hired, and he didn't look like that he had been to any kind of training session.
Oh,
But I don't know. You know, I don't know.
So you
But
don't think he was
I make
versed?
apologies to the DOT. But the DOT, you know, in all fairness, fooling with the DOT, you know, they got a motto. You know, the DOT does. They got it takes they mow the roads. You know, and it takes 8 of them to come mow the roads, and they got to put the outhouses up. You know, they bring 2 outhouses and put them up, and they got a system that they go by. They got 2 coming, 2 going, 2 crapping, and 2 mowing.
yes,
You know,
sir.
on that sometime if you ain't got nothing else to do. Google that, if you will.
Well, I was on the phone with our representative. He called me right before we went on the air, and Representative Gerald Green, I'll report to him that the DOT contracted paving crew is doing a good job.
They doing a good job.
For-
They doing a great job.
I tell him that
And,
they doing a,
They
and
were.
you know he represents part of that all being a community up there. So I'm
Probably
sure.
does. Probably
Yeah.
does. In that area, you know, that southeast, northeast corner, or
Yeah.
northwest corner of Baker County, that was
Yeah.
him. He was up in there.
So making sure everything is working like it ought to. But you were talking about I don't forgot. You said the word about any politicians or something. I forgot. But did y'all see? I know you've seen it because if you turned on Fox News, y'all see it where they out there hollering about Elon Musk. They're gonna fire him. They're
Yeah.
gonna fire him in Florida. I thought me and you was the only folks got fired from a non-paying job. You reckon they gonna fire him from a
Yeah,
non-paying job?
because he don't need no money. He don't need
Yeah.
their money. He don't want their money. He wants to show the world where they are throwing money away, how they
Yeah.
throwing it away, and it has got them. Man, it has got their hair on fire. Let me tell you, they are wild.
Boy,
with Elon.
your gal out there from California, old Maxine, man, she was making some threats now. She was gonna
Maxine,
get him.
Maxine's having trouble. I noticed she needed some new tube of polydent. Her ditches was slipping with it. They would get sideways,
crossing.
popping and cracking. And then they
I
had
saw
one there,
it.
Representative Al Green.
Yeah.
Al Green had a walking stick. He was waving his walking stick with a big gold-plated
Yeah.
candle, a handle on his walking stick there. He was waving that. Man,
Yeah.
wasn't that a sight? And the stupidest honky that I have seen late in my life was Chuck Schumer
Yes, sir.
sitting next to Maxine Waters, trying to out shout Maxine, and they having a shouting contest back and forth.
You're right.
They run out of wind. I think Maxine won because she got more practice at it than the sewer rat Chuck Schumer had.
Yeah.
Doing
It,
Yeah.
and he ain't
this honky I have seen this past week was Chuck.
he ain't
Schumer.
got nothing but a can of beer and an avocado to do nothing with. So what he come with, that's all he got.
You know, I can live the rest of my life without a can of Corona beer or an avocado. I can live peacefully the rest of my life without either one
There
of
you
them
go.
things, Chuck. It ain't gonna have no impact on my life whatsoever.
Yep. So
They won't
it's crazy. Yeah, they gonna fire him. Go ahead, Charlie.
They want folks to think they ain't gonna be no tater chips for the
Yeah,
Super Bowl this
nothing gonna be
weekend. No.
They want to fire Musk from a non-paying job.
nothing. That's right. Me and you and Marvin, only 3 people I know have ever got fired from a
From a
non-paying job.
non-paying job. That's right. And
Making
they gonna
money,
fire him.
and we got fired from a job that we wouldn't even charge him nothing to do. And that's the same thing was he's making money for them, and he ain't charging them a dime.
No.
That's right. He getting close to home, old man. He's hitting some of
I
them.
know it.
He's
Oh,
he
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he hit
We
some of
got
them.
one of our senators, our illustrious senators here in Georgia, that's took a pretty good chunk of change from the big pharma people. It's
Mm-hmm.
the Reverend
Yep.
Senator Raphael Warnock. He has took a large chunk of change from big pharma. They ain't been in there but 2 years now. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
He must be rattling the cage now. But he's took in. Let's see what he's took in here. Reverend $1,700,000 is all the
Was
Reverend
that
has
wa-
took
was
from
that
big
from Big
pharma.
Pharma, or was
Big
it from
pharma.
his?
That's just them. That's just big pharma.
What about his tent revival meetings he's having?
There ain't no telling what the USAID folks has give
Oh,
him
he look
for
here.
that.
He making more money. He making more money being a senator than he is preaching. Why you think he doing it?
All right.
I guess so.
Son,
You
he
know,
getting breeze now. Let
when
me
he
tell
was
you,
preaching,
one
he did
million
have to
seven
get
hundred
up on
thousand.
Sunday. When he was preaching, he did have to get up on Sunday and preach. Now that he's a senator, he making all that money and ain't done a blessed thing since he's been there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's subbing that out. He's subbing that out. He don't even have
Not
to
one
preach no
thing.
more. Yep.
And
He don't have
boy,
to
he
do
put on a
nothing.
speech the other day. Did you
And
hear him the
Bernie,
other day?
who's that?
Did you hear
What's
him the
that?
other day when he was putting on a speech about Kennedy in the health committee here and talking about the hard working Georgians? He would. How did he know?
He ain't never worked. He ain't never broke a sweat in his life. He ain't never
No,
broke the starch in his shirt.
Yeah.
man. Them
He is.
folks are
Man,
scared of that
we are
man.
doomed in Georgia. I'm telling you what. And we got them for what 4 to 6 more years. We got both of them, and
Well,
we got a tight spot.
we get rid of Ossoff. We can get rid of him
In
in
2
2 years.
years.
That's
2 years
right.
we get rid of those. So we got them 2 to 4 years. Yeah.
Yep, yep. We get rid of him
Anyway,
in 2 years.
well, we got the most poorest representation.
And
Stanford Bishop, Warnock, or Arnoff, or whatever his name is, and Ossoff.
let
They
me,
could care less about people like us.
I want to brag on Charlie's folks.
Yeah.
Yesterday, one of the best things I've seen happen since Trump went in there and I reckon it's near and dear to me because I had a daughter that was a big athlete and when he signed that bill yesterday where the boys who couldn't win trophies in the boys sports went over and played in the girls sports, he signed that trophy. uh, Tommy Tupperbill was on hand,
Mm-hmm.
and was Katie Britt. Both of them
Mm-hmm.
was that, and I thought that was
That was one of the best things I've
Gemma.
ever seen in my life. And those little girls hovered
Those little
around him
girls come up
Yeah.
there.
watching that. They won't ever forget that. Now, the only thing is, if Joe Biden had been there, he'd have sniffed every one of them. He'd have stuck his nose in their hair on every one of them. And
That's right.
Not not
pervert that
Uncle
he
Joe.
is.
Not Uncle Joe.
But he
No,
wouldn't.
no,
He wouldn't have been there
no.
because he wouldn't have been signing that bill to start with. He'd have walked away
And
from that thing like Superman from Kryptonite. He wouldn't have
and
stood
and
there for that.
did you see how quick the NCAA jumped behind Trump's ruling?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that proves that the federal government was behind all that stuff and made these colleges and these high schools do this stuff.
They were
They
behind it to
changed
start
it.
with.
They
Exactly
totally
right.
reversed it.
Exactly.
They was in on it, and they were behind it to start with. But they changed. Trump's got them changing tunes now. He got
Yes,
all
sir.
of them changing their tunes.
Yes, sir.
I
He
wouldn't
does.
take nothing from him. I will tell you. And we ain't gonna we listen. All this. Calm down now. Everybody out there that's listening in TV land, calm down. Trump does not want the Gaza Strip. I promise you,
No.
he doesn't want it. He does not want it. He wants Israel to have it. And this is a deflection from Israel. See, they Trump say all this stuff like, and they'll focus in on him. And Netanyahu over here, he's loading them bombs up under them
That's
wing
right.
fighter jets and them bombers to make a trip. And that's what's going on here. So y'all just
That's
calm
right.
about it. And I don't want Gaza, and Trump don't want Gaza. Nobody wants Gaza. Why you want to go in there and clean that mess up, man? Why do you want to go in there? Why would you even attempt to do it? But he wants Israel to have it,
That's right.
and
I
I hope
agree.
they get it because it's theirs to start with. That's the man that made all of that and made all of us is the one that gave it to them to start with.
There you
And
go.
he didn't give it to the Palestinians. He didn't do that.
Well, I'm hearing from him, Floyd.
Okay.
All right. Did you get that? Did you get the other message? The one that look on your phone there and see what you got.
Well, I got the one about he was having his he got him a new venture with his continuing education class.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that the same one?
That's right. He is at a continuing education seminar for baptism and circumcision.
Mhm.
Only thing I ain't sure of is if he's speaking, if he's listening, or if he's participating. That's the part I don't know.
Oh,
I can straighten all that out for you. I got it from
Okay.
I said Marvin is teaching a continuing education class, and
Oh,
y'all
he's
anybody
teaching.
that's in any kind of business at all. I mean, if you got a shoe shine shop, you got to have continuing education for a fee for a fee. So Marvin perked up. Marvin's ears perked up, but he about the continuing education. I don't care what you do. If you cut hair, if you do the nails or shoe shine, whatever, you got to have continuing education courses, and it costs money. So Marvin, being an entrepreneur that he has devised a baptism continuing education class for Baptist preachers. So they have to pay him a fee, you know, and to keep up with the latest baptismal ritual techniques. So Marvin's devised. He wrote the book on this. He wrote the whole deal. He wrote the script on this. So he's teaching Baptist preachers how to be up to date with the ritual changes on Baptist baptismals. But that ain't, it don't end. It does not end
yeah.
there.
Is
See,
that
and to make it more economically advantageous, Marvin has recruited his old friend, Rabbi Saul Picklestein. Marvin is preaching the baptismal, the newest baptismal rituals for Baptist, and Rabbi Saul Picklestein is teaching the newest Jewish rituals for circumcisions. So they have got together over there at the Ano Baptist Church, and they got the what do you call that thing when you throw it on the wall up there, put it on the wall? What you call that? Would you
overhead projector?
overhead projector? They got all that. They got all the displays. And him and
PowerPoint
Saul,
presentation.
yeah, that's it. It's the presentation.
PowerPoint presentation. Yes,
PowerPoint. That's it. The PowerPoint.
that's
They got,
it. Yeah.
but see, Marvin and Saul go way back. Marvin and Saul go way. They old buddies from way back there. They was in college together or something. Marvin going off to be he going to college to be a Baptist preacher. And Saul Picklestein going to college to be a Jewish rabbi. And they kept up with one another. They go by one another's house every once in a while. You know. So one day, they bought a new car about the same time. They bought a new car about the same time. And one day, Rabbi Picklestein was riding by Marvin's house, and he saw Marvin out there with a brand new car. It was just spotless, man. And Marvin had a 5-gallon bucket of water. He stowed it on the car. And Rabbi Picklestein stopped. He backed up. He said, Reverend Marvin said, what you doing throwing water on a brand new car? Said it's spotless. Marvin said, well, I want to anoint it, and said, getting it ready. Said, I got to baptize it before I can anoint it. That's what I'm doing. I'm performing this baptismal ritual on my new car. So anyway, Rabbi said, oh yeah, that sounds fine. So it wasn't long after that, Marvin rode by Rabbi Picklestein's car, and he seen Rabbi Picklestein laying on the ground in the driveway at the back of his car. And the boy Marvin slammed on the base, went sliding up there and said, what you doing? What's wrong? You okay? He said, oh yeah, I'm fine. Marvin said, what you doing? He said, well, he said, I saw you the other day. You was baptizing your car. He said, I'm gonna perform the Jewish ritual so I can so this car will be anointed, if you will. And Marvin said, what you doing laying on the ground? Rabbi Picklestein said, I'm sewing 2 inches off the tailpipe. Some of y'all might not have got that, but it's okay if you didn't. Don't worry
Well,
about
Martha's
now,
Vineyard.
I heard I'm getting reports They saw a 1972 Coupe de Ville Cadillac in the parking lot. You heard anything about that?
Well, that's gonna be. I know exactly who that is. That's Reverend Pistol Johnson. He's there. So I reckon they got
Oh,
him.
surely Pencil ain't paying no money to hear no continuing education program by
I
Marvin.
promise. Pistol, but Reverend Johnson
No,
paid.
Pencil is probably teaching the Pentecostal.
He's probably teaching the Pentecostal ritual of
Pentecostal,
baptism.
Oh, okay.
and
He's probably disrecognizing all of that Marvin and the
that's
rabbi.
about right.
He ain't
And
going.
just so, I guess we need to pay a bill. Cody, go ahead and throw up Shingler. I see Shingler's a little active tonight. He must have just got back because what my text here says is that they had hired Billy Shingler to come up there and kindly be the judge over the baptismal and the circumcisional uh, procedures that they was doing to make sure that Marvin didn't fracture no Baptist laws and that they get sued. So they've had Shingler hired up there. He must have done come back. I see him on the thing. He's been up there assisting Marvin with this process. Now I don't know what he was doing. I'm not sure, but he was there, and apparently Marvin has done a pretty good job because I see Billy is back and he is on the air at home, and he's kind of be a little incognito, uh, and he's denying it. Of course, I would too. I really would. But if you need a good lawyer, and now we know that he's well versed in baptism and circumcision. So if you need a good lawyer for whatever your needs might be, give old Billy a call. Shingler Law, man. Don't forget his name is not guilty. When he walks in the room, the prosecutors go out the back door. 229-524-1225. That's your man you need to talk to right there. Charlie, I noticed Marvin gonna tell us. Go ahead and let's hit up Sawega Meat. Tell us a little bit about Sawega Meat.
There's a lot to tell about Sawega meats. Number one, the most important part of it is you won't find any higher quality beef, pork anywhere in this region. We're talking about locally produced uh, meat, whether it be uh, ribeye steak, whether you like the filet cut, the New York strip. They've got the T-bones, and ever so often they have those tomahawk steaks. I don't know if we got any right now or not, but you can check with them. If you're looking to cook for the big weekend coming up, if you're into the ball game and into cooking, your first stop should be Sawega Meats between Colquitt and Blakely on US 27 and on US 431 right by Alabama Power on the 4 lane there in Headland, Alabama. In addition to the quality meats you'll also find cheese from Working Cows Dairy up at the Headland location. They got bread, rolls, any kind of thing you might need to cook and use for this weekend. You'll find it at Sawega Meats. See them tomorrow. Get all stocked up on everything you need for a great Super Bowl game viewing this coming Sunday night. Sawega Meats, Headland, and in Colquitt between Colquitt and Blakely.
All right.
I
Hello,
miss
Floyd. He done.
anything? I had to step out a minute, but we
Well,
doing
we
good.
paid we paid a couple of bills and
Man, that's good.
uh got all. Charlie, what's anything going over in Alabama we need to know about?
I'm trying to think. Uh, there's something all the time going on. There's a shooting or cutting or something like that. But it's it's it started out fairly quiet first part of the year. We'll go
Well,
with what we
good.
got.
Good
Go
deal.
with what we
Good deal.
got.
It's that's about the way it is in Georgia. Everything going along pretty good. Get close to getting time for these farmers to start putting some plows in the ground. I was talking to one today. Said they was dissing up some land and busting up some land today. Said they. I think this little warm spell has got everybody's fever going.
They
I know it's got my fishing fever going. I'm a wanting to go, but I got a report today from the fishing reverend. He
Oh,
called me.
oh, oh,
Oh
oh, oh.
yeah, yeah. He
Do we
went
have?
today.
Oh, excuse me. But do we have pictures
No,
like
no, he didn't.
our
He did.
Alabama folks show every week on the
Uh,
show?
uh. He
Proof of
told the truth.
purchase.
He told the truth. He said he didn't catch but two, so he turned them loose when he got ready to come in. He said it's still a little cool. That water's got a little cool temperature in it. So
Well, should I tell them boys up there in Headland and Abbeville they don't need to go no more? And that I showed today that
no,
was caught today.
no. I was just telling you what the fish in the
Oh,
reverend
okay.
said. He
Well,
was fishing it.
if the Reverend says it's too cold of water, that means ain't nobody gonna catch over 2 fish.
That's it.
Well,
No, nobody gonna catch no fish because that's
So I guess them
exactly
boys need to throw all them back that they caught today.
well,
yeah.
that water up there might be a little warmer than where his was. I don't know. At least he was honest. See, what if
Well,
it had been me? I'd have caught a box full because ain't nobody seen them. So what difference did it make?
No matter.
true,
I
true.
guarantee you, I'd have caught a box full. And but that's the story. But I tell you what, we need to do. We need to Floyd. I think you got this thing worked out. We need to go to the trivia question.
All right.
So I'm
Let's
gonna
go
let
to
you
the
handle
trivia
that.
question now, Cody. Throw that picture up there, and we're gonna ask y'all a question tonight. If you can describe this thing, if you know what it is, and if you have ever used one of them, I would appreciate some input on it because I know exactly what it is. I've seen my daddy use it, and I've seen my great uncle use it. I never was very good at it because I couldn't do math in my head like they could. Each one of them had a third grade education. But that thing right there it goes way back. It's antique. That probably goes back. That's probably biblical, a biblical item that would have been used in
Huh.
biblical times right there. That's how far it goes back. If you know what that is, text me or put it up on the screen. My number 229-254-2727, or put it up on the screen and put the screen there where we can see it. There you go. Put it up there on the screen. If you know what it is, let me know, and we'll get you a car tag from Ziggy B's. I mean, not Ziggy B's, from Hissy Fit, some of the best folks doing business in Congress. And y'all know who the Hissy Fit folks are. They sponsor this part of our show every night, and you let me know who that is. But it ain't a cotton weight, buddy.
Floyd's a little
Oh,
quick on the trigger tonight. A little
what's it
quick on the
called?
trigger because
hmm What's it
he's
called?
thinking about. Oh,
What did we
he's
call it?
thinking about tomorrow is what Ziggy B's is gonna be.
It's
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
the Low Country Bowl. We'll talk about
that's
that.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't no don't know nothing about it. It ain't no Carpenter Square. Don't know the proper name. It's got a name, Tony.
You got me. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. Queasel, going back to what you said about some folks disking, I did a trip to Columbus and back today, and that's all I saw.
Really?
The only implement being used, everybody was out there with a disc going over cotton stalks and getting things ready.
Getting ready to go.
Get prepared to go. Let's get back on our tool. Let's put the picture back up there. No, it ain't a chain stick. That ain't what I call it. That ain't what we call it. That right there. That was a tool. That was a tool for measuring land before they had the GPS systems and the land measuring wheels that you put on your planters. And from the folks from the ASCS office, FSA office used to come out and measure your peanuts and your cotton acres. You had allotments for that. But put that stick back up there. Put that stick back up there, Cody. You see that vertical shaft, that vertical staff on it, and it has that
Hmm.
leg off to the side. I'm gonna give it to Tony Tam because he's the first one that recognized it. Tony knows what it is. He's seen it. Tony probably has seen his granddaddy or either his daddy use that thing. It's called a step jack, and used for measuring land. And my daddy could use one. And what you do, you stuck that stick in the ground, and you rotated it. You rotate and you counted the rotations as you walked along. You walked along. You were stepping along with it, and you counted the rotations. And when you got to the end of where your field was going to be, you made a notation of how many steps that was with that stick, with that step jack. I mean, and I don't know the distance between the points. I have no idea. but it's some kind of measuring distance. But you counted that, and then you made a turn and you go across the other end, and it's like it was like you're using geometry to figure out the acreage, the size of your field. So used to when we had allotted acres of cotton and peanuts, you had to be within be within your limitations on how many acres of peanuts you could plant, how many acres of cotton you could plant, and if you planted more acres of either one, the FSA folks, if they came out and spot checked you, they would fine you for that. But it was a way to measure land. And then later on, the FSA office, we called it ASS office back then, they'd send somebody out there to drag a chain. And I've been through that drill many times. The man that was doing the measuring, he'd be on the front of the chain, and the man on the back would be the one that would when he reached the point where he reached to put the first flag down, he'd pull that chain, tighten it up, he'd stop, and you'd pull that flag up, you counted your flags. But it was a very primitive way of measuring land, and they did it. My great uncle, I have not seen him do this, but my daddy said he saw him do it. They had a kind of an oak pond in a part of his field, and he seen him walk around that pond in a circle with that thing, and he measured that out so you couldn't plant that. So he took that acres out of production right there. It's called a stepjack. Stepjack, Tony. That's what I always heard that it was called. But it's an old tool.
So you would walk across the field and stick it in the.
You stick that point down in there, and you'd flip that thing, and down the other point, then you'd flip it again. You'd flip it. You kept
flipping the stick.
You flipped it, and you count every how many rotations you made.
So that's what that other leg is on there for. So you flip it over.
You flip it around,
Okay.
and you use that long stick. That was your handle, basically what it was. You never let go of it. You used it, and it was a science to it, man. It was an art to running that thing.
Good gracious!
But Tony won it. I'm gonna give it to Tony. We're gonna give it.
You got me on that.
Yeah, I
had no idea.
I'm gonna add, Tony, did you ever see your granddaddy or your daddy using one of them things? And if anybody out there has ever seen anybody using one of them, let me know. And y'all may call it something else over there somewhere else, but it was always a stepjack.
Done learn something.
Hey, let me tell you, man, it's what them old folks had to go through. How they had to manage to make a crop.
Well, if you look at it this way, Floyd, we talk about them old folks. We in that group too, because we can look back and remember when there was no cell phones, there was no counter for acreage on your tractor. You remember that? I remember that.
Yep.
And look at what we've witnessed since like 1960 up until now. What changes have we seen?
Well, I quit farming in 1980. And the only thing I had that was I had a roller, a wheel thing, an acre counter on my planter, and you could do that. But there's no such thing as a GPS system or anything.
No.
You didn't have to pay for that stuff either. You didn't have to pay, $30,000 to put a GPS system on a new tractor that costs $400,000.
There
Wow.
you go.
Let's get it all in perspective here. But I see Tony put up there, Mr. Lamar Jones. That makes sense, Tony. He would do that. He'd be one of the
Mr.
ones.
Lamar would.
How to work that thing. Still did. But see, my daddy had a third grade education, and my great uncle had a third grade education, and they could figure it mostly in their head, what the size of that field was.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to put in this field, how many acres they were going to put in that field. It's changed so much, man. Hey, like I say, they didn't have no cell phones, none of that kind of stuff.
No.
But some of them old folks that they know what we're doing. I mean, some of them got to be looking down on what we're doing. They shaking their heads and say, man, I don't want to go back to that. No. What's going on now, man? Leave me alone, Lord. Let me stay where I'm at. I'm happy.
We talking about them education. The smartest man I ever known in my life didn't have, but he had an 8th grade education. Taught me more about life than anything and everything anybody else ever has or ever will. And you talking about missing somebody. I miss my daddy. Man, I wish I could. There's so many things I'd like to just be able to ask him one more time.
And that the old people like that, especially the older men, the women didn't have a lot of input So like if they would, it would be like a parable that they would explain somehow
Yeah.
how it works. I know when I was a young, I wanted a motorcycle. I put in for a motorcycle. I want a motorcycle. I wanted a motorcycle so bad I could taste the motorcycle. I could just dream the motorcycle. I said I want a motorcycle. Dad said, son, you ain't gonna get you no motorcycle. You ain't get no motorcycle. I put in. He said, okay. He said, yeah. Just said, you can get you a motorcycle. I said, yeah. When? I thought we were supposed to go then, crack up, go get a motorcycle. I said, when? He said, when you get your own mailbox.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I understood it right there. I
Yeah.
said, well, I reckon I better work on getting my own mailbox. But when I got my mailbox, I didn't want no motorcycle.
You talk about folks working stuff in the head, Floyd. This kind of worked in my head. I read a lot news stuff on iPad and things like that, and I know I kind of wear it out sometimes making fun of these younger people in the media business, but they're just really a lot of them just really don't need to be telling others what's going on. This is from the I believe it was Channel 4's website, and it wasn't anything local, but the headlines read World War II veteran honored at a Chick-fil-A in California on his 90th birthday. Now, I'm all for honoring especially that generation, but this was last week on his 90th birthday. According to City School Enterprise Arithmetic, to be 90 years old, you would have to be born in 1935. Am I correct?
Yeah, you be yeah,
You,
you
you
be
figuring?
12 years old at the end of the
Okay.
war.
Uh, so in 1945, he would have been 10 years old, correct?
The end of the war. Yeah, the end of the war. I don't think he'd have
Now,
passed.
I mean, how many veterans do you know that were 10 years old?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Done. They were done. They did.
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
so.
That's what I'm saying. It's just they go with an idea and they do not research things.
Well, they read stuff. They read stuff off the line, off the internet there, and they go with it. They
Yeah. Say that sounds good. Let's do it.
90-year-old World War II veteran. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Be
90
kind
years
of
old.
hard to
That's
do.
what they said. That's what they said. Floyd, tell us what was I heard you talking about a while ago. Tell me what's going on in Ziggy B. Let's talk about
Oh, the
our
Ooh,
best kind of
main
seafood you
place.
ever had in your life. Only the best seafood you ever had in your life. Throw them oysters up there, Cody. Let's talk about them a minute there, Ziggy B. That's my good friend Wayne Gutcher out of Hintown, Georgia. He sent
oh
me that.
boy.
This was after the fact. He done eat them all up, by the time he sent me the picture. And he got him some good soda crackers in there, got him some good premium soda crackers in there, got him all kind of different mixes up there, all put together. It looked like one of it, like a Michelob Light bottle or something. I don't know if you pour that over the oysters before you eat them or after you eat them. But he got him some sauce going on there. And he got that old, what is that, the red hot sauce? That's pretty good stuff. And then
Frank's Red Hot. Yeah.
that Old Bay, that looked like some kind of, I ain't never put that on oysters. I bet it'd be good though. But he got the right kind of soda crackers, got the right kind of oysters, and he got them at Ziggy B's, Cedar Key oysters. He said there was single oysters, easier to hold, worked out great. Just had some, he said he had about, I think he ate about 5 or 6 dozen of them. He said he had about 4 or 5 that was pops, throw them away, but all the rest of them good oysters. Ziggy B's got some of the best seafood you're going to have around anywhere. And I was in there this afternoon and got us some shrimp. Got me and Nadine some shrimp. And I asked her if she had some oysters. She said, you got them Cedar Key oysters, Florida, to talk about them. Another thing we need to talk about with Ziggy B is tomorrow night, it's her low country boil. Put the phone number up there if you can find it, Cody, and let's give him the phone number, Ziggy B's phone number. Call tomorrow now. Call in tomorrow, and let's see if you can get them. That ain't the phone number. I don't know if you got it, but anyway, we'll find it for you. Call me if you need that number. Call me 229-254-2727, and I'll tune you into them. But y'all can find them. You can find them. Go online, Ziggy B Seafood Market Steamer in Cogwood, Georgia. Get you some oysters. Order you some oysters. She'll have an order that low country boil if you get hungry. It'll be some kind of fine, good eating right there. All of our folks, everybody that advertises on our show, we believe in them, we trade with them, and that's the reason we advertise with them.
Man, you're talking about my wife made a trip up there this afternoon too, and she bought some shrimps and some salmon and some more, triple tail. Now that triple
Mhm.
tail, we
Oh,
we generally grill that triple tail, but tonight we were gonna fry them shrimps. I was gonna be like Floyd, so we fried up a few shrimps. So we just cut off one of them fillets and just kind of put it in there and fried that triple tail. Man, let me tell you,
mm-mm-mm.
woo, just as fresh, Floyd. I believe they were swimming this morning.
Hey, what? Probably swimming in the water this
Yeah,
morning.
just
They
as
good.
fresh as
Everything you get in there is good. We believe in
it
them. So
is.
we believe in
It is
seafood.
flat,
You'll be glad
natural
you did.
good. It is.
Glad you did.
So it's just we ain't got a lot of fillers when Marvin's here. Oh, in here, see, because he got all that stuff. That's what he does every day. He hunts that stuff that he feels with all them political, things that he comes up with. But there's plenty of politics out there if we wanted to talk about it. But here's the thing: the only thing that I can see going on right now is good. I ain't. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I agree with about everything that he's doing.
I'm happy. I'm
I
happy.
think
Am
so
too.
too.
I ain't got no problem with it. Hey, I don't know when he's going to run out of energy. I don't know when he's going.
He won't.
I
He
don't think he will either.
he just like that Energizer bunny. He just
That's
keep
right.
going and going and going.
Ain't never
Hmm.
seen nobody like him. He's the toughest human being I've ever seen on this planet, other than Jesus Christ. Now he's
That's right.
tough. He
He's
don't
tough.
quit. He don't get tired. He's not. He does not back up either. He's got a message, and he's going to deliver that message, but as long as he can. I admire him. I respect him. Like I
Me
say, I
too.
don't necessarily agree with everything he comes out of his mouth. Sometimes he talks too much. If he
Yep.
would just hush, put the zipper on and just hush and step back and let that what you just come out with. Let people absorb that, and
There you
then come
go.
with something else. You can't get it all. You can't have the whole buffet, eat the whole buffet at one sitting. But if he would just kind of dole it out there and back off, know when to cut the microphone off and back off and leave the room, he'd be better. But he ain't gonna listen to me. Hey,
And I
he's a millionaire, and here I am living day to day. So he's
and I
president.
tell you something else too. That little old gal he got as a press secretary.
She's
Son,
a deal.
she
She's
can
the
handle
real
him now.
deal.
Yes,
I
sir.
like everybody that so far that he's put up there that I know, other than Kennedy. I don't trust Kennedy. He's a
Uh-huh.
Kennedy. He's a leftist. He was raised in that belief. He was brought up in it from infancy. I don't trust Bobby Kennedy. That's my opinion. You have your own opinion about it. But I don't think he would be good for agriculture. I think he's all about banning agricultural chemicals or putting real restrictions on chemicals and things that farmers have to make a crop so they can survive from year to year. I
That's
just
true.
don't trust him. That's just my instinct.
I don't know that he's gonna pass I don't know that he's gonna get the votes.
Hmm.
I
I
mean, I
don't think
really don't.
I really
It's
don't
it's
either. I don't
struggling.
think he's going to get the vote. None of the Democrats are going to vote for him. I mean, he's a man.
No.
He's a turncoat to them. He's persona non grata to them. And not all
Did
of the Republicans, but there's several Republicans ain't going to vote for him. But I don't
did you
trust him. I don't. And I'm going to tell you another one that I got a question about is his Secretary of Agriculture. Hadn't heard nothing from her. Zero from her.
Yeah, I don't know her.
I don't know her. Ain't heard nothing about her. Don't know nothing about her. She ain't popped her mouth off. She ain't giving no opinion on nothing. And I don't know about her neither. So
She needs to
everybody
get to
can't
work.
be an expert in all fields all the time. You got to listen to somebody else, some other people. But he hadn't called me, and he ain't gonna call me for my opinion. But that's just my opinion on those two right there. And those two right there, especially that agriculture. Uh, 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 Cabinet member, uh, very important to people who live where we live.
Did she get
Exactly.
confirmed?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We don't even have a farm bill. They ain't even talk about a farm bill. I
I
don't
mean,
think he's interested in a farm bill. I don't
did
think he's
she
interested in
did
every
get
farm.
confirmed?
Who?
Did she get confirmed?
I don't know. I hadn't heard nothing. I ain't heard a
don't know.
word about it. I ain't heard nothing about it.
I don't know. Did you see that Christy Nome out there riding them horses out there on that? That ain't
Christian
first
Holmes
time
for
she done
real, and
rode no.
then the show enough for real one is Holman, Tom
Oh yeah.
Holman.
Oh
He's
yeah.
showing up for a real one now. And
He
look at
gonna
him.
play.
Look what everybody's making all these noise about Trump going to invade Panama and have a war with China. He ain't gonna have no war with China over the Panama Canal. They don't Panama Canal. I was reading today. They just said all American ships can pass through the Panama Canal for free.
That's all they needed. Somebody to stand up to them. That's all they needed. You know, all these other countries are just bullies. And for the last 4 years, we ain't had nobody that knew what a bully was, and they was all scared to death. And he come back in there. I mean, you might. Uh, uh, he he's he told her what he told him. He said if you talking to the Iranians, he said if you assassinate me, he said that'll be a bad thing, not for me, but for you, because I done left instructions.
And they know that.
Yeah, they know it.
See
Yeah,
that's
they know it.
that's why Trump making noise over him, and Netanyahu he's over here. He's under the radar. See, that's how they
You
operate.
got it.
So everybody
You
talking
got it.
about Trump, and here's Netanyahu. Like that, Netanyahu, he's putting them missiles up under the wings of them jets.
Ooh.
That's right.
And we
Charlie,
Yes, sir.
tell us about the holstered 9. Our good buddies out at the holstered 9.
Well, I can tell you this: they have got one of the best selections of firearms you'll find anywhere. And if they don't have it, the good part is they can get it for you in near record time. Check them out. Holstered 9. Hunting season's winding down. One hunting season, deer season is. You still got turkey season here coming up in the spring and a whole lot more. So your shells, important. Get them there at the holster 9. They keep a good stock of ammunition. Ammunition sometimes gets a little tight, but they will work with you any way they can. And they also will take the time to talk to you, and you explain to them what you need. If it's personal protection you need, tell them where you go, what you're around, what kind of carry you want to do. But don't be left out. Make sure while we've got the administration in that we've got in, get everything you need to protect your property and your person and your family. Holstered 9 is a great place to start. You'll also find Phillips Auto Parts, where I guess all them discs we were seeing today, Queasel running up and down the fields, they have to have grease.
That's right.
Where there's grease, oil, whatever the product may be. Do business with our local folks. And we're talking about Holstered 9 and Phillips Auto Parts, Colquitt, Georgia.
All right. That's it. It's it's important, and I hope people understand what we do. It's important to support your local hometown businesses. That's the ones that are here. That's the ones that we need to support, and they appreciate it. All our sponsors appreciate your business, and they want you and they want you to have a good, and they care about you because they know that you're gonna learn things by watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports. So that's why they want to sponsor so that the news and the information can get out there. And I mean, where else would you have learned about how to either do the Baptist principles or the Jewish principles to your vehicle, other than watching the Dirt Road Sports? You would have
Man.
never learned that.
Would
Never
never
known.
known. See that Jewish guy, he wanted his vehicle to be kosher, and Marvin wanted his vehicle to be anointed. How about TKs? Have we talked about TKs yet?
Well, I was fitting to you was got it, but yep, that's next. That's it.
Put them on
That's
that.
it.
TK's Bar and Grill right here in Colquitt, Georgia, right going out of Colquitt, Georgia, heading north up there toward Damascus. Great place. Me and Nadine got us some catfish in there last night. I get the grill. I get the fried catfish. I think Queasel gets the blackened catfish, and they both good. Hadn't tried the blackened yet, but we're gonna try them probably next time on that. Got good food in there. Good home folks that own that, hometown folks on it. farm folks, all of them right there. They come from farm families and still farming. So y'all know how hard a time they having it. But go in there and check them out. TK's Bar and Grill right here in Conway, Georgia. In it, take your wife, take your family there. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you while you're in there. You ain't gonna hear all kind of loud music and all kind of cussing and carrying on. It's gonna be a good family oriented place. You won't have no problem in there. You'll get you some good food, and when you leave there, you'll be food and food filled. TK Bar and Grill, Conway, Georgia.
So I had a man ask me the other day if we were going to offer any gardening advice because it's getting time to get your garden started. And I said, I don't know. That's a pretty good thing. I said, Floyd used to be a farmer, and I said Charlie had interviewed everybody from 7 states and 8 foreign countries that's had anything to do with farming or any kind of agriculture, and some interesting people. We made a lot of friends. I just think about the friends we made with Charlie, met Charlie and learned how to do all this stuff. And so y'all got any wise words tonight for all our friends that might be getting ready to get them a garden started, maybe what they need to be doing and that kind of stuff? Because y'all better at it than I am, so I'll let you.
Well, I tell you, not only the garden, but people's yards are fixed to start, blooming out. Flowers are going to need attention, and things are going to need fertilizing, and lawns are not going to need. Maybe we should be on the lookout for somebody that's knowledgeable in those areas, and and audition them to be on this show on a regular basis, or just might want to just call in or dial in or give us some up to dates on when's it a good time to plant onions. Tony Tab right there, look at that. It says it's time to plant potatoes right now.
Yep.
Time to plant.
There you go.
So there you go. See what you learn right here now. Just go, but you got to go find you some potatoes. You got to find you some seed potatoes. You can't go to the grocery store. I don't think them will work, but they may. I don't know. But and sweet corn already. Time to plant sweet corn. Too early to plant sweet corn there. No,
A little bit too early.
Too early.
Well, I went and bought my taters yesterday, or my wife did, bought some taters and some snap beans, trying to find some English peas. I can't find none of them, no seed nowhere. They said they ain't come in yet. But I'm going to shoot for about next week. I always hear at Valentine's February
Day.
the 14th is when
14th.
you right along in there is when you do the taters. So I'm getting everything ready, but I am not a gardening expert.
Your wife is. Your wife is. She
Yes,
can
she is. And she can cook what comes out of that garden.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
We
on the receiving end of it. We run a garden.
We planted some cabbage back, I don't know, in the fall, and man, we ate some of them. We ate the first one Sunday. Boy, you can't beat a fresh cabbage. You just can't. It's good, and we all gonna have to buy some chicken coops.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, why are you at that? What happened to the chickens, Charlie, over in Alabama? They somebody jumped on the chicken deal. Some woman I seen somewhere, she with some outfit. Do you know anything about it, Craig? They killed 100 million. It was in Biden's deal, but some of Biden's orders killed 100 million chickens.
Not in Alabama, did they? No,
I ain't heard nothing about it.
It was in Alabama. It started in Alabama and it spread to other places, but it was in Alabama was one of them. And they wasn't. And what the article was about, they wasn't a dang thing wrong with the dang chickens.
Well, they wanted to run the price of eggs up.
Well, yeah. You got Donald Trump coming in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like they lobbing hand grenades at Trump every which way, lobbing hand grenades and planting landmines for him to have to go around and dodge around so he can help the people in this country. But they sure did. That's one reason that all these broilers and all, Charlie, all the egg laying chickens and all, they killed 100 million chickens. That's why eggs is so high.
Oh,
because they have this bird flu or something, Charlie.
Let me say something to our buddy Robert Booth over at WOPP and I. He just sent me a message, says y'all want to give away some tickets to the Rattlesnake Rodeo coming up the 4th weekend in March. I'm going to say, yeah, Robert, I'll get with you in the next few days, and we'll give away some tickets. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get up with Bobby Boone. Maybe Bobby could make an
Mm-hmm.
appearance every now and then with us and
Mm-hmm.
talk about shrubbery and
Plants and
things like
shrubs.
that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
here's something I'm doing. Hadn't done all the research I want to yet, but to see what benefits we may have received that we didn't know about from all the snow. Floyd, help me with this. It is very beneficial for ever so often there come a coating of the land like we had with that snow that freezes everything up that helps with insects and other type pests. Am I right?
I've heard that. I've always heard that. But we'll
That's
see
what I've
this year.
always heard.
This will be a
I
good time
hope
to
it'll
check it out.
freeze. I hope it'll freeze a snail.
Yeah,
You got some
you still got
snails.
your snails.
I've been man, we've been fighting them for 3 years.
You
Never
still
heard.
got that same
Still
problem.
got them. Yes, sir. Still got them.
Good
Still got
gracious.
them. Can't do
Yeah,
nothing
that's
with them.
we were talking about. Tony Tab just chimed in about the nitrogen effect from snow. You know that it snows. The snow covers the ground all up in the Midwest and in the North every year, and that soil is so rich because this has been thousands of years. It's been doing this,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
does. It has a good effect, I think, on the soil, on the dirt when it does snow, especially like when we got here a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't a big snow, but it was more than I've ever seen in my life.
Once in a lifetime event is what they said.
Mhm. Yep.
Well, boy, I tell y'all, time flies when you're having fun, but it's about time for Floyd's list of
No,
impossibilities. Yes, it is, and that's brought
no,
by our good friend, Mr. T.C. Berryhill and Berryhill Auctioneers. There it is. That looks like a meeting of the minds there, Floyd.
Well, we're
Y'all was,
discussing the auction hadn't started yet, and we
yep,
getting a game plan together, if you will.
yes, sir. So he's
Two of
our,
those
he
guys,
is,
two of those guys are not with us any longer. Those two guys with their back turned to us, both of them have deceased. Two great
mm,
guys, two great guys right there. They're gone. They're not with us anymore. But me and TC, we still kicking, baby.
still
Still
doing
kicking.
it. And TC
Floyd's list
cares.
of impossibilities. Is that what you want me to
That's
talk
what I
about?
want you to show.
I got a
That's
small list. I ain't really got uh, a bunch, but I got some that I think y'all agree with. Impossibility that an African pygmy will ever play basketball in the NBA. Don't think he'll make it.
no. Uh-uh.
Don't think he'll make it. Impossibility that Chuck Schumer will ever invite Maxine Waters and Al Green to his high-rise penthouse for dinner. I don't care how high you hold Maxine's hand, Chuck. You ain't gonna bring her to your house. You and Al's house. If you bring her, you'll put plastic over your furniture if you bring her. If you don't, you better.
Ooh, getting deep.
Impossibility that USAID ever gave a dime to Franklin Graham's Samaritan's Purse charity.
Amen.
Y'all,
Amen.
and any of you people that's listening in that might still be tuned in from here, Miller County, wherever you are from, don't matter. Call me if I'm wrong. Show me where they gave money to Franklin Graham's Samaritan's Purse charity. Impossibility that Al Sharpton or Maxine Waters can complete a sentence without using the words Donald Trump, Elon Musk, or white supremacist. Call me. That any sane person, impossibility, that any sane person can watch MSNBC more than 90 seconds in one day and remain sane. Impossibility that there is any decent thing in America that the Democrat Party won't try to destroy.
Yeah.
Everything. Impossibility that you will ever see a transvestite in Donald Trump's cabinet. Comment. Comment what
Oh,
Shit, you cut.
impossibility that Hillary Clinton's drawers smell like anything other than a sack of mullet fish heads. I'm going.
Woo!
Charlie, we've been talking
Imp-
about gardening. We've been talking about
impossibility, well, impossibility that our compadre Marvin will ever turn down a fee for speaking on continuing education.
guarantee
He
it.
won't never do it. He's created a whole new enterprise for himself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
And he can talk
That's
folks
it.
Oh,
into
Hey,
doing anything. You know that, don't he? Can talk them into
oh
but
doing
yeah.
but look at him. He gonna have to come off some money if he gonna keep Saul Pickerstein and Pencil Johnson with him now, because he ain't gonna let him make all the money. They gonna
No,
get some of that
Pencil will get it
guarantee.
straightened out. Pencil,
Yeah.
he'll approach him. So he will.
Pencil is the one that taught Marvin how to take up money. So
ooh,
but Charlie,
Uh,
we've been talking about gardening and we've been talking about plants and shrubs and been talking about fishing. So is the weather gonna cooperate with us?
the weather will cooperate if you want to go fishing. Folks at Kelly Crop Insurance want to make sure that all of our producers get off to a good start this year. And right now, we're looking at some wide open weather through Tuesday, as Queasel and I have already talked about, and I know the folks at Kelly Crop Insurance know this over in Colquitt and all throughout the Wiregrass region. Folks are getting ready to get a crop in the ground. That's why you see these disc hairs behind these big tractors. They're getting out there, getting with it. And we got spring like weather. Possibly records are going to fall, guys, this weekend, especially on Sunday. Some projections say we're going to be at 82 or 83. Could be. Just have to wait and see. Next good chance of rain starts in on Tuesday night, but throughout the day, Wednesday and parts of Thursday, we'll see a good chance of showers and thunderstorms that will cool down the temperatures just a few degrees. Because we're looking at 60 in the morning, 77 tomorrow, 60 again on Saturday morning, 77. You're looking at temperatures that don't get the fish. Fish should go in here quick. Thanks to the folks at Kelly Crop Insurance. Thanks to you folks that sit around with us on Thursday nights while the usually the four of us try to get together, but it's with Marvin. Money is money can make a difference. You need to make a little extra speak tonight, so we understand that. But we do love y'all and appreciate y'all tuning us in. Continue to pray for this nation. Pray for Donald Trump. He is pulling some stuff that I never thought I'd really see. I knew he meant business, but I didn't know he meant business this quick. And it sure is nice to see change on the way. And we appreciate y'all. With that, continue to pray for the nation. Continue to pray for the safety of Donald J. Trump and pray for all of those in his cabinet and the decisions that they make. Pray that the good Lord's will be done. Queasel, it's all yours.
Thank you, Charlie. You're so right, brother. So right. Hey, I remember when I was growing up, from the older time I could understand. I remember my daddy taught me. He would tell me many times. He said, "Son," he said, "all you got is your word." He said, "When you give your word, that's all you got." And he said, "If you ever get to where you don't do what you tell people you gonna do, and you say one thing and do another, folks gonna learn that they can't trust you." And he said so, and he told me that from the time I was in grammar school, I reckon, till on up after I was grown and married. He'd always remind me that all you got is your word. And I just wonder. I've been kindly pondering this for the last couple of 3 weeks. I wonder if Donald Trump's daddy told him the same thing, because everything he said he was going to do, what he gave his word that he was going to do, he has done or is doing, and it's blowing them Democrats' mind. That first of all, they ain't never seen nobody to do what they said they was going to do. Ain't they've never gave a promise and kept it. Donald Trump has done every one of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yesterday, when he signed that no boys participating in girl sports, and all them little girls come up there and covered around that desk, and I thought about Kim and what an athlete she was and how she loved it, and had tears running down my face. That was a special moment for me to see a man stand up for our young girls. It's a shame, and he said it. It's a shame that they even had to do that. But why in the world would you ever allow a a male to participate in female sports? I don't understand it. I don't buy it. But I am just thankful that President Trump has done what he said he's going to do. Charlie, you so right. We need to pray for that man every day because everybody's after him.
I don't want to. I want to say
No,
one
you
more
fine.
thing that I've heard him say it 2 or 3 times now. I don't know the exact scripture in the Bible, but it says if you train up a child the way he should go, and the Lord, when he's old, he will not depart from it. Is that pretty close
That's
to
right.
accurate on that?
That's pretty close to dead on it.
Something he has told lately that just went through my mind. He said it this morning at prayer breakfast. Some of his fondest memories of his father taking him to Billy Graham crusades at
That's
Shea
right.
Stadium.
I do, yeah.
You think about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All
And
that's coming back to him, and he is acknowledging that that was a big influence on his life.
that's right.
Interesting. You just
That's that's one of the things I'm so proud of. I got to do. I got a chance to go to a Billy Graham crusade one night when they was in Atlanta, Georgia. We went up there, and I ain't never forgot it. But the man's keeping his word. We got promises made, promises kept. We got that put on the screen, and that's exactly what it is. So, President Trump, I know you watching tonight, and you don't ever miss us. I know you looking, and I just want to say
Right.
thank you. We appreciate what you're
thank
doing.
you.
We appreciate what you and your administration is doing, and we praying for you every day. We praying for your safety. We pray that you have knowledge. We praying for your courage, and you just keep doing what you're doing. And folks, when you see a first responder out there somewhere, tell them thank you. Tell them you appreciate it. A veteran, tell them thank you for what they're doing, and it means more than you know. We love y'all. Thank you for letting us come in and spend some time with you tonight. Floyd, take us home.
Thank you, Quizzel. I appreciate that. I'm gonna just get into a little deal in a moment, but I just got something I want to add. Some of you young people, some of you young people who have a parent that's in their 70s or 80s, year old, even in their 60s sometimes, and they are alone. They've lost their mate. They're living by themselves. Check on those people.
Hmm.
Check on them. Check on them regularly. And if they need to go to their doctor, don't ask them if they want you to go with them. You volunteer to go with them to the doctor. Because sometimes when people get as old as I am, they don't hear things just exactly like a young person would hear. Please go with your parents. If you got two parents and both of them are elderly, go with them to the doctor if you can. If you can break away, do that. And you may hear something that the doctor said that they didn't hear, and it might save their life and extend their
You're
life.
right.
But do that. Check on them, folks. And you ain't got to be 90 years old to be old, folks. I'm telling you that. Because the older you get, the more limitations you have. But if you're a child and you got a parent somewhere that's staying by themselves, or if they two of them together and ain't got nobody around, you check on them. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Always exercise your Second Amendment rights. Be vigilant of your surroundings.
Yes, sir.
Surround yourself with like-minded people, and tonight when you lay down and go to sleep, you start praying to the good Lord and you start thanking Him for what He's done for you today. And you'll be asleep and you'll still be thanking Him. Good night, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us tonight. There's the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. We'll be with y'all next Thursday night, same time, same place. And in the meantime, everything that you do in your life, every decision that you make, every action you make, every thought that you have in your head, always be
Be
particular.
particular.
Good
See
night,
y'all.
y'all.
Good night.